The time has come to conquer our last remaining frontiers and lead the resistance to victory on all fronts.
Welcome to a brief clip from this week's GameSpot of Thrones. If you'd like to watch the full episode, head over to youtube.com/GameSpot, but please be aware of spoilers. So we know that episode 10 is Cersei's trial. So trial by combat, Clegane Bowl, has been ruled out. But we hear the High Sparrow say, are you prepared to stand trial and profess your guilt or innocence before the Seven?
Yeah.
So they're in the Sept of Baelor.
And there is wildfire up in there.
There is. We also get a look at Sir Loras. He's gone at his pretty curls.
Yeah.
He's looking pretty beat.
Yeah.
He also looks like he's going to crack.
Yeah, he looks like he's ready to flip on anyone and everyone. So
this next scene's pretty interesting. So next episode is called The Winds of Winter. And this is a white raven. So this is what the Maesters send to signal the season has changed.
why do they need to do that? Just like look outside.
Because they're like, really important weathermen and they need to tell everyone. But so the season's officially changing. Winter is coming. Well, technically winter's here.
Yeah.
But then we have Sansa and Jon, and they don't seem to be getting on.
Are they getting on, or what I saw was like them fortifying their new relationship?
It seemed to be Jon doing that, but
Yeah.
Sansa seemed to be very hesitant.
I mean, the thing is, like, Littlefinger's back in the action now, and there is a scene later on where they're talking. I think this might be a situation where they're creating a new allegiance to kind of get to scheming together.
Unless it seems like Sansa's making an allegiance with both of them, and they're not really all three of them talking.
Yeah, maybe.
It would be quite interesting. But then we get quite a unusual scene. Jaime is in the Twins with the Freys. So we thought that after he'd secured Riverrun, he would just hop, skip, and jump right back to King's Landing to be with his beloved Cersei. But no, he's gone to see Walder Frey.
For some reason.
And Walder Frey says the Freys and the Lannisters send their regards.
Oh, that one cuts deep.
Which doesn't sound that good. And also, I'm interested to see if there's any fallout from Edmure, being manipulated by Jaime into getting Riverrun back. Maybe Jaime promised that he would get revenge on the Freys. Then, as you mentioned, we've got Sansa and Littlefinger. Love is in the air.
Is it? It's like forced love.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, one of them's in love.
Yeah. The other one's like, I just saved your ass. You better...
The other one's like, I'm not my mum, leave me alone. And then we finally get this confrontation that I've been wanting for a long time, and that's Davos and Melisandre. And,
It looks heated.
Yeah.
Davos is looking very, very upset.
I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah,
but also, tell him what you did. Tell him.
Yeah. I mean, Melisandre, she could be like, yeah, I did it. She's done it before. She's like, yeah, I popped out a demon.
She looks very guilty about it, though, which is something that we're not used to seeing from her.
Her faith has been somewhat shaken recently.
But then she brought a guy back from the dead.
Yeah, but she doesn't seem to be convinced that she managed it herself. Like, her power is, her faith in her own power seems to be waning, which could translate into a waning of faith in the Lord of Light.
And then we have a shot of Bran.
This guy again.
If I don't get the damn Tower of Joy reveal, okay? This is ridiculous. You've taken Clegane Bowl away from me. Give me the Tower of Joy. I just need to know. I need to know what's in there. I mean, we already kind of know what's in there.
Yeah, we know what's in there.
Do we, though? A lot of red herrings in this season.
And things are changing from the books.
And then we've got, are you afraid? You're in the Great Game now, blah, blah, blah. So hopefully this means that Daenerys will get off her ass and actually get on a boat. I really, really hope. Also, there's a kind of weird scene where it's her and Daria Naharis, and I'm kind of wondering, is that a goodbye? Does he refuse to leave? The second sons?
It would be amazing if the actual scene is that happening and then Captain Friendzone returns at that moment and it's like, I'm back, baby, I fixed it.
Don't do this to me. I can't bear it if he's back. He probably will return, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then we have a guy walking. So I have zoomed and enhanced this. I've looked it up on Google Images. That's the Sept of Baelor, this door. Who is leaving?
You seem to think it's...
Well, no, because I thought it was Maester Qyburn, right? Because you can see a chain on here, but we were sad. We compared the haircuts.
Yep.
Qyburn's got a little bit of a flicking curls at the bottom. So this could be Lancel, because Lancel also has chains.
Yep.
So...
That's who I'm betting on.
I wonder what his role will be if he... You know, he's seen firsthand the power of the mountain. Could he really betray Cersei again? I don't know.
Interesting.
But what I want to do, Timur, I want to make some predictions on what the last shot of the season's going to be.
All right.
So there's a few we can pick from. So, King's Landing burning.
Yes.
Cersei goes full heiress.
Yep.
I think there's a good chance of that happening next episode. I also think the wall could come down.
Oh, that's a big one.
So if we know that Bran has basically broken the magic that kept the Night's King at bay because he got touched. God's sake, Bran. If he goes south of the wall,
I think that's the best one. I think that's the most likely one for me because we've gotten quite thick into the politics between different houses right now, and it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. And I think they're going to take the opportunity to remind people, actually, this is all inconsequential because there's this horde of frost zombies on their way.
Yeah. Another thing, maybe it could be Lady Stoneheart. I mean, they keep saying, you know, oh, we've never had any conversations about Lady Stoneheart. She's definitely not happening. Well, they said that about Jon Snow's death, okay?
Yeah,
they said that he was like, oh, yeah, he's dead. He's definitely not coming back. And look where we are now. Leading
One
a damn
Jon
army.
Snow up. Yeah.
That'd
be a good one.
That would be a good one, like, you know, an eyes open final frame kind of thing.
It's like bloodshot eyes.
The final thing that I think could be the last scene.
Want it to be.
I want to be the last scene is the Tower of Joy. But knowing Game of Thrones and knowing our luck, they'll probably open the door. Then that'll cut there.
Yep.